Here. For Attorney General, we have Matt Larkin.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Larkin. Sorry I'm late. I've been running all over the state today at other events. But who wants to get a new Attorney General? Who wants to fire Bob Ferguson? That's encouraging because I feel the same way. And we are going to beat him this November. Mark my words, we will have him packing up his office and moving out in January when I'm getting sworn in. And I'm excited about that. A little bit about me. A lifelong Washingtonian, went to Gonzaga for law school. Went on to get an advanced law degree from George Washington Law School, and then went and worked in the White House. And I served my president, George W. Bush, as an attorney in his speechwriting office. I worked for him for a while. His last day was my last day and Obama's first day, which was a dark time for our staff. We were packing up and moving out as Obama's team was moving in. But I came back to this Washington, started raising a family, became a criminal prosecutor not far from here in Pierce County. Did that for a bit, and now I transitioned to my family's manufacturing company. We're a manufacturing company of about 500 people. We make waterworks pipeline products that bring clean drinking water to places all around the world. And we make our products here in the USA, which is the way it should be. And we're proud of that. So we live in Woodinville now. My wife and I have 4 kids who are 10 years old and younger. We've got a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So it's the perfect time for me to be stepping in and running for a statewide office, right? It makes perfect sense. But that's the reason I'm running. I'm running for my kids. I don't recognize this state anymore. I don't. We live in the most beautiful place on earth. This is home. And I want my 4 kids to be as proud of this state as I am. And it's not headed that way. For the last 8 years under Bob Ferguson, we've had rising homelessness, rising drug abuse, rising crime. And you can track those statistics year over year over year. And someone needs to hold Bob Ferguson accountable for that. And no one is doing that, and I will be the one to do that. We will hang those statistics around his neck, and we will say, where have you been, Bob, for the last 8 years? 22,000 Washingtonians sleep on the streets every night, and you haven't mentioned it. Rape, murder, violent crime have been up every single year in all of our cities, and you haven't mentioned it. Instead, you're too busy, Bob, suing small business owners. You're too busy, Bob, persecuting people of faith like me. You're too busy fighting fights in Washington, D.C. that no one cares about. Did you know last night Bob announced to much chagrin that he is filing his 65th lawsuit against President Trump? 65 lawsuits in 3.5 years. Who's paying for that? We are all paying for those 65 lawsuits, and they're not cheap. And someone has to stand up and say enough is enough. While he's focused on the other Washington, D.C., this Washington is burning down behind him, and he's not doing a thing about it. And we need to hold him accountable for that. He's focused on the wrong Washington. When I'm Attorney General, I will protect people of faith and not persecute people of faith. I will protect small business owners and not persecute small business owners. I will protect law-abiding gun-owning citizens and not persecute law-abiding gun-owning citizens. Someone needs to remind Bob Ferguson what Article 1, Section 24 of the Washington State Constitution says, that the right to protect oneself with firearms shall not be impaired. It's right there in black and white. And it's time to remind him that we have a Constitution. Because I don't think he remembers that sometimes. Because every single year his top priority is to disarm the citizens of Washington and push stronger and stricter gun control. That's not okay. With me, you will have someone fighting for your kids. I am so excited that 266 1,000 signatures made their way to the sex ed initiative. My name is on that too. My wife's name is on that. My family has signed that. And it's exciting. That was a record. That bill was a disaster. My grandfather, who actually grew up in Bremerton, right across the water, told me, Matt, nothing good ever happens after midnight. And as a teenager, I didn't agree with him. But as a man in his 30s, I agree with him. That bill was passed at 2:14 a.m. under cover of darkness. Nothing good passes Olympia at 2:14 a.m. in the morning. And we are rising up to fight that bill. And it will pass. And when it does, I will be so excited to be your Attorney General who defends the passage of that bill. That one's personal to me. I have 4 little kids, and we need to stand up and fight for their futures. That's why I'm running. So I'm excited. I'm enthused. This is a huge crowd. There's energy in the air in Washington right now. I've been to events all week. People are fired up. People are ready to go. We are mad, and that's good. We haven't been mad in a while. We feel trampled on right now, and it's time that you have an Attorney General who stands up for the constitutional rights of the people of the state of Washington. I've been in Oval Office meetings with the President. I've been to law school. I've prosecuted criminally. I bring common sense leadership from the business world, and that's refreshing because too often lifelong politicians go in to head these government offices and they don't have fresh ideas, they don't know how to be accountable, they don't know how to make things move efficiently. And I intend to streamline the AG's office, end the Trump lawsuits, and refocus on this Washington, and that will be my priority. We have problems here. Do you agree we have problems here? We have a lot of problems here, and we need someone ready to focus on these problems and focus on this Washington. Now is our time. I really appreciate your support. Please reach out. We'll be around the rest of this event tonight. We've got some literature. We've got signs. We need everything you can do. We need you to get involved. This is our year. I can feel it. We need to get off of our seats. We need to win back the governor's mansion. We need to win back the Attorney General's office. We need to win back the House, the Senate, and every other office in between. This is our year, so join me, please. We will beat Bob Ferguson. I will be the guy to beat Bob Ferguson. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.